All right there, did it work? Did it work? Did we have a countdown? Did we have a countdown? Right, let me just get some light on the subject. Oh, God, I've just finished work. I love telling you that, don't I? Busy, busy, busy. I have done a real fuck up today, but I learned some compassion. Excuse me, burping is not nice. I don't like it. Horace, obviously, if he was here, would be much. Hello, it is me. That's right. I know you could have probably expected less. I've still got microphone in shot issues. Sometimes it behaves, and sometimes it just ruins everything. Come on. But if I fuck around with it too much, it's liable to snap. It's only 9 years old. Hi. That'll have to do. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that terrific person knocking at my door? 5, 6, 7, 8. Who's that wonderful person at my gate? 9, 10, 11, 12. I once had sex with a beautiful elf. 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh my God, I think I need a new spleen. I had a mate who had to have a new spleen. Well, not a new one. They just took his old one out. And I said, what's your spleen for? He said, I don't know. But they took it out. Nice one. His name was Ivan. I call him Ivan the Spleenless. Ivan the Spleenless. Jays is there. Jays has come in with Oi Oi. My first ever girlfriend. My first love. She sent me a message earlier, and I think it's the first time since we've been back talking, because I treated her bad. I was so bad to her. First love, 8 years together, run off with a stripper, just changed. There was no phones. Well, I did have a phone in those days, but it was fucked. Just moved house, just run away. I was in Leeds doing a master's degree, and I just ran away from her. Horrible. I just can't imagine that kind of behaviour. Let's give it a bit of that. Yeah, that'd do, wouldn't it? We had a bit of that, bit of colouring. And I managed, and then of course stalked her for about 9 years. Yeah, went down to her hometown, walked around smoking rocks, thinking, no, I'll bump into her in a minute, and she'll say, why don't you come in and I'll have a divorce from my husband and make you a cup of tea and we can get back together. That'll work. Yeah, didn't happen. Pestering her, finding her emails out, everything. In the end, she'd be like, can you just fuck off? And in the end, well, I'll tell you when it happened. I went to rehab, and the first I got there, I had a word with the boss, not even about that. And I just realised that obsession with her, that she was going to somehow sort out my life and make it all right again like it used to be when I was with her, was just a mad fantasy. And I stopped hassling her right then. Really weird. Like, it didn't take work and I didn't have to, hold back from her. I just, there and then, just was like, that's madness. It weren't about her. This is the thing about obsession. It's not about her, it's about me. Just more self-obsession. It's not about her. And so when I realised I had to let go of a lot of other things, I realised that was part of it. Gave it about 10 years before a friend made contact with her, and she said, how's Chris getting on? And they were like, yeah, all right. So then I sent her a message and said, look, no dramas. I haven't contacted you in about 10 years. And it's been slowly, I give her so much space. Don't ask her anything personal. She's married with a kid and that, and I'm very, very happy. For her, obviously. But today was the first time we've been chatting on a social media platform for about 2 years, I'd say. But today it was the first time she sent me a message to start a conversation. So really nice. I speak with all my exes now. All of them I'm in contact with, and I have good relationships, except for one who I don't want good relationships with. And I'll tell you what, 1, 2, 3 of them, 4 of them I absolutely adore. I love them. You know, I'll do anything for them. Like, I've got a mate, one of my very good mates, and none of his exes speak to him. And it's quite nice, you know, to have all of them except for the one I wouldn't want to talk to. Oof. But it's nice. But I'll tell you what, I've got a little story for you that's going to absolutely do you in. It's gonna make you. Oh, you know the old stop, start. I thought you'd probably had forgotten about that, but look what I've got for you here. Check this out. Don't say I've binned it. I binned it today. Come on, Duck Vinder. Maybe I'll be able to dig it out of my recycle bin. Where is he? There he is. I've got you. Don't worry. We're all right. Put him there. Drop him out. Put me up. Take him out. Hello, sir. What's your name? Caesar. Here you are. Have a look at this. Hello. We're doing all right. Don't worry. What's the recycle bin doing open? Who knows why that? What is a recycle bin? I don't know. Does anyone really care? That's the thing about life. Hang on, have a look at this. Oh no, I don't. I think it might be this one. Hang on. It's not a great start, is it? 03. Right. Go back here. So remember the old Scrubs meme? Stop. Start. I was watching this video the other day. Keep the earth from going back and forth. I was watching this video the other day about some old nonsense, and I clipped this bit out for no other reason than a few of you will understand. It's going to go straight into the mic because I haven't sorted out my headphones yet. I think they're still in my bag from when I went out earlier. Oh, and I found out that weekend migraines are actually a thing, which is handy. Anyway, look, we'll check this out. It's just going to go probably straight into the headphones. But have a look at this. Where is it? There we go. This is going to be nil. Check it.
Or too much. I'll take my attitude controller and keep the earth from going up and down too much. He said, fine. And then over on the side, I had a couple of buttons. One said start, and one said stop.
That was all it was. One said start and one said stop. Check out my life. Oh yeah, I'll take a clip of that. I don't think it's chemtrails. No, I don't think. Not many airplanes go over Cambodia. Dennis says none of mine do. No, it's a real thing. Listen. So Jer yesterday sent me a thing, said, I thought this might help you out because I've been having a lot of migraines lately. And what pisses me off is I work all week and then it's Friday night, I'm like, brilliant. Whole weekend, can work on my novel, can relax, can stream, can do the private streams, whatever. Saturday morning, wake up, I can feel it coming, then the aura, then the migraine. And that has happened so many Saturdays or Fridays. And it's just like, for fuck's sake. And I looked into it, and it's actually kind of obvious. And that what they're saying is, don't change your habits. Because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I wake up at a set time. I know I've got work to do, so I get into all that. I do all that work, and I know I stream. I do that, and then I know what time I go to bed. And it's quite a structured day. But then Friday, I'm like, I can just lay in bed a bit longer, relax, But then my brain is like, oh, okay, you've got nothing to do. You haven't got things on. So this is when we're going to make you relax. So what they say do is don't treat a Saturday like any other day. Don't sleep longer, which is what I always do. I always have like 2 or 3 hours extra sleep. And I don't sleep a lot, 4 or 5 hours. Used to be 3 or 4. But as I get older, 4 or 5 hours. But Saturday, I'd lay in for a 2 or 3 extra. And that's what's part of giving me an headache. Not making this shit up. I put a couple of links in my Telegram about it. Weekend migraines, weekend headaches is absolutely a thing. Loads of papers on it, loads of research. So that's cool. So now there's you know, you start thinking you're going mad when you think, hang on, why is it every fucking Saturday? And it was a nightmare for my missus because, you know, I'd be like working all week and then it'd be like, oh, should we do something Saturday? And I'd be like, no, I've got to put my sunglasses on and stare at the wall for 16 hours. It's absolutely weird. There you go. I read about the old circadian rhythms. They were mentioned in a couple of the articles. Now, another thing that you might want to, especially free traders, I put I put 2 links in my Telegram, a cracking channel, talking about investments, talking about temperament. You know, we've talked about temperament on here. Don't look at your free trade every day and go, oh, it's all in the red. Oh, there's a crash. I'm going to sell everything. Oh, this one's green, but they're all red. I'm going to sell all of them and put it all on the temperament. And that fella said he put $2,000 on Apple in 2006. That's now made him more than a millionaire. £2,000 investment. And that went through 2 technology stock market crashes. 2 crashes. And when it went down, that's when he bought more stocks. You know, I've been talking to you about index funds, and I said that have a little 10% gamble. My gamble, because I'm all in indexes, you know, Vanguard, S&P, all that lot. But I've done a little gamble with Tesla, and it's just plummeted. And I've talked to Sam and a couple of other people. They're saying, no, buy Tesla. But Tesla's gone down to about 8,500. Buy it. And people are saying it'll probably go up to 1,800 this year, but it'll be in the last quarter of 2022. So you've got to watch it keep getting lower. But so it's a really good channel. And, you know, because these things are over, because these indexes and things, and all stocks really, are over 10, 15-year periods and can deal with crashes. Historically, every crash has recovered because they do. The economy has to. If it doesn't, civilization's over. And every time they've said, oh, it won't recover, and every time it has. And every time they've said, yeah, but, you know, this won't recover, and every time it has. There's a narrative, and there's actually what's happened historically. So if you follow me on Telegram and you've invested in your free trade, go and I only put them up yesterday or Saturday maybe. No, I think it was yesterday. Go and have a look at that channel. Really good channel. We might watch a little bit of it later because, you know, there's one of his videos is like, oh no, it's all gone wrong. And, you know, everyone who's bought shares is on it. And he said, look, it is clickbait because it hasn't. And yeah, really interesting stuff. So check out that one. When there's a few people here, I'm going to tell you something that no chances in. We've still got to sort out our avenue on here, haven't we? Should we do it one day next week? Should we actually pencil this in? Should we say Wednesday next week? No chance. Have a look and hit me up on Telegram because we keep saying it and it's not occurring, is it? If you want to come on Wednesday next week, I mean, I know you've got more responsibilities, as it were, so I can understand if nearer the time you can't do that, just let me know. But yeah, you know, I understand obviously with young kids that might change, but you know, let's pencil that in on Telegram later. So hit me up on Telegram. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's a cracking channel, and it tells you how the stock market works. You've just got to sit tight. Look at that, £2,000. Well, it would have been about 1,500 in 2006. You're a millionaire today. It's not bad, is it? And if that's using your ISA, tax free as well. That's just over £1 million to spend. Now, if you've got over £1 million, you don't even need to spend it. You just put that into more indexes and then just live off the interest. So that £1 million stays, well, it grows because you want to keep it growing for inflation, but you siphon a bit off. You can live on 60 grand a year easy. So yeah, good channel. Have a look at him on Telegram. Hello, diamonds are forever. Already, enjoy the little bit of time you have before you have left, before going back to the grind. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll definitely do it. Here's another one I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, you're talking to someone else. No problem. Nice to see you, Diamonds. Nice to see you, Mrs. Me in it. Hello, what's the name? Hello, John Palmer. All right, Walshy. Pax Max is on the phone. Good to see you. All right, Tower. Ralph, historical doppelganger. Clark. Steve Cray. Hello, Steve. You all right, mate? Raymond Piper. John Francis. Oh, look, Zen Maverick's had enough. Look, he's come out. He's come out of the he's come out of the digi closet. He's not like that. I just meant he's got his real name there now. Hello, ST3. Now you've changed your name. You've made it weird. Hello, Baz. Good to see you. Hello, Billy. Billy says, is there no limit to what you can put in the ISA? Right. You got two ISAs if you're UK. You got two ISAs. You got a stocks and shares ISA and a general investment fund. Fuck the general investment fund. We can talk about that another time. It's not really worth piss. But your stocks and shares ISA, you've got an annual limit, and they change it occasionally. It goes up and down about £1,000, but it's been stable at 20,000. So you can put £500 in 1 month, 20 quid in 1 day, 5 quid in 1 day. You might have a win on the All-Seas and be able to put 5 bags of sand in. And, you know, you've got the whole of the financial year, as long as you don't get up to, as long as you don't go over 20 grand. And free trade won't let you anyway. As soon as you hit 20 grand, free trade says, no, you're, so, you know, you're it's regulated for you. Then when it comes to April, start of the financial year, boom, you're back down. You can get another 20 grand in that year. Now, I can't get 20 grand a year in, nowhere near, but I have become a lot more frugal. Now I'm birded off. Well, I suppose it's birded on, isn't it? Because you're birded. You know what I mean? Just become frugal so that I've got more money to put on my indexes. And, 10, 15 years, absolutely lovely. No chance. Chris, when you're a millionaire, you can fund my activism. You have no choice in the matter. Thanks. I appreciate your generosity. Oh, we'll see. I'll tell you what, though, if I had that kind of money, without a doubt, I'd be putting it to good use. You know, I haven't got children. I haven't got family. Oh, fuck all. But no chance. How old are you? Tell me the truth. How old are you, roughly? I'm guessing you're, what, 32? Maybe a bit younger? That's the one, John. Unbirded. Clark became a little bit... Clark was free-birded. You're free to be an idiot. Hello, Emrys. Good to see you. Who from? I said hello to you, didn't I? Maybe someone else. There you go, 30. Right, listen to me, no chance. If you can get 500 quid a month, right? So that's what, 175 a week, is it? No, less than that. Jesus, 125 a week, sorry. So 125 a week. I know it's an ask with 2 kids and all that. But if you can get that into your ISA on Standard & Poor, Vanguards, FTSE All World, standard usual suspects in 17 years, if we go by the historical charts of the last 70 years, which includes stock market crashes, you'll have approximately 3 million tax-free in your bank. That's income tax-free and capital gains. Nothing. Now that'll correct for inflation, so it might be 2.5 mil. So maybe you can't get a monkey in a month. Maybe you can only get 250. Well, how does 1.25 million sound when you're 47? Sounds all right? Do it. Absolutely do it. Hello, 42. Good to see you. Unbreaded. John B says, oh, Chris, go to the provinces with a boombox held above your head and win her back. Oh, I remember when I sung her happy birthday, when it was her birthday. There's no winning her back. We're both absolutely in love with each other. It's not about that. You know, this is the real pain of it. It's not loving each other isn't the problem. It's circumstance. Oh, right. I thought you only had 2. Yeah, but in a way, more reason to try and find that. I mean, even if it was only 100 quid, do you know what I mean? Just get it in there, because in 17 years, that $500,000. But yeah, that's going to be tricky. I understand that. Hello, Jed. Good to see you, mate. Don't worry, the show's going to start soon. Yeah, exactly. And it's not. It's the scrubs know all about this. This isn't some hocus pocus. We've looked well into this. Rich people have been doing this for decades. Working class people don't get told this. Do you know why? I bet you can guess. Compound, Billy, compound. 20 grand a year. So you can put another 20 grand in next year. But the bloke who put 2,000 in, he put it into Apple. And it just kept going up and up and up. And it crashed and it crashed. Well, have a look in a minute. I'll show you, but we'll get there in a minute. This is so weird that people are saying, oi, oi. That first girlfriend, that was my first missus. And she went, oi, oi. I thought I haven't heard that for ages. Thank you, Mrs. Me in it. Well, there's 92 watching now. Mrs. Me in it says, hit the like button, lovely. There's 82 watching on my screen. I should be cooking a bit of dinner and working, Laurel. I have my broom ready to sweep the floor. Guess where? In front of the telly? Computer. Computer, are you riding your broom? You know where that myth comes from? They reckon that they used to rub the old Flyer Garricks or the old cyclocybins on their brooms and use it, like stick it up there because of the older capillaries, and then they'd trip out. Is it a myth? Well, certainly witches riding brooms is a myth, but did it come from there? Billy, come on. If you make 20 grand in a year, no, you don't make 20 grand in a year. Look, you can put up to 20,000 a year into your ISA. That's all you need to know about 20,000. When you get back round to April, which is the start of the financial year, you can put up to another 20 grand in that year. Okay. Okay. Hello, Anglo. Good to see you, son. 2 under 2. Yeah, I bet. That's why I said I understand if come Tuesday you write to me and say, yeah, I don't know about Wednesday. I've got one with mumps. One's just put the window through. The other 2 are leaving home. It really is. It's being and being a bit frugal. You know, don't get that takeaway. Cook a bit of food at home. That's an extra 10 or 20 quid a week. You know, don't buy another pair of stupid trainers. Buy a decent pair of shoes that are going to last you 10, 15 years. And then you're not spending 150 quid a year on shoes. That's more in your ISA. Just, you know, all this information's out there, and you can do it all on your phone via free trade. If you want to get busy, email me, chris@chrisdangerfield.com. You can use my link, and me and you get a free stock worth anywhere between 3 quid and 300 quid. It's usually about 4 quid, though, let's be honest. DDJ says I should be eating pies. Hello, Eunice. Good to see you. Right, what else is going on? Hello, Rags. Nice one, mate. Oh, mate, there's nothing worse than cyclamen mushrooms. There's no psilocybin. There's no way of getting rid of the taste. I've told the story before. My mate and his girlfriend wanted to do magic mushrooms. They'd never done any drugs at all, but they'd convinced themselves because I said to them, no, we just go to Wales and just pick them. We used to go down to Wales, couple of dustbin bags, and just grab handfuls of them and loads of grass. Actual grass, not weed, because there was that many down there. And we'd come home with 2 or 3 of these dustbin bags, siphon all the mushrooms out, dry them or put them in honey, powder them up, put them in wraps and sell them. And so I was telling them all about tripping, and they were like, "Yeah, we're going to give it a go." I went, "Don't know if it's the sort of thing people like you do." They were like, "No, we're up for it." So I turn up with a big handful of dry mushrooms, right? All the stalls have gone. And I said, "Now listen, they taste like death. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. You'll hear people say this, say that. It's like dirty soil to the power of 20. It's just, yeah. I mean, there's one thing you can do: get shit-faced on booze, and then you just go. But who wants to be boozing on mushrooms? So they wouldn't have it. I said, "This is what your best thing you can do." I said, "I've done enough mushrooms to know. Get something like a pack of M&Ms or a couple of packs of fruit pastels. Then get a load of those little caps in your hand." I said, "I'd suggest you first trip, maybe do about 40, 50 each." I said, "And then get 10 in your mouth, water, and then fruit pastels. And then another 10, water, fruit pastels, right? You're not going to get rid of it, but you're going to help overpower it." So 3 of them. So he's gone first, and he's got 10 of them. And he went, "I'll just try one." I went, No, don't. He went, "No, I just want to see what you mean." And I thought, well, that's fucked you then, because of course he's put one in and gone, I went, yeah, a bit heavy, isn't he? And so she said, "Well, why don't we make like a pizza?" And I thought, I said, "Listen, I've been here." I might write this up as a story, actually, Substack. I said, "I've been here. I've seen all this. I've seen it all. You're going to make it worse because you're going to have to consume more." "No, we'll be all right. We'll make a nice cheese on toast, like, snide pizza." So they got some bread out, got some tomato puree, got some mozzarella, bit of oregano, put the mushrooms under the cheese, put them under the grill. And I was thinking, oh God, when the grill was on, I could smell that real poo smell. And I was just thinking, oh God. Now remember, they have never tripped before, these 3. They get them out, they chop them all up into little squares, they divvy them all up between them, put one in their mouth, wash it down, spit it out. I said, "See, it's fucked." And then so I said, now look what you've got: tomatoey, cheesy mushrooms. I didn't have any more on me, and I was fucked if I was going to go home and get them another 150. So then they scraped the cheese and tomato off of the bread, and they said, "Let's make a chili," right? So out comes the minced beef, and I was thinking, I took the time to warn you all about this. Out comes the minced beef. They fry that up a bit of garlic, bit of onions. Cook that off. Bit of spaghetti, I think it was, linguine or something. Nice. Scraped the tomato, mozzarella, and shrooms off these little squares of toast into that. Of course, just hideous. But now there's loads of it. There's just loads of it. So then they decided what they needed to do is put more chili powder into it, so that the chili would offset it. Chili, because of the heat of the chili, loads of chili powder into this fucking spaghetti bolognese magic mushroom version. And then they were eating that and they couldn't hack it. Now it's too hot. And so I said, "Look, just throw it all away. Oh, when I'm next round, I'll bring you some more. Do it next week." They'll go, "No, we've all been excited about tonight." So then they threw away all the spaghetti, like cleaned all the stuff off it, and they had a drink. Now it's nearly throwing me now. Basically, because they had to water it down with a couple of tins of chopped tomato because the chili was too much. So they've now all got about a pint of meaty, and of course they couldn't get the chunks of meat down, so that had to go in the liquidizer. So they've now got They've now got spaghetti bolognese flavour, chili, onion and garlic, mozzarella, psilocybin, mushroom, pint of drink. I watched them gagging that down. You know what they done? Oh, they went out and bought some fruit pastels. So now they're doing a swig of that, then a fruit pastel. And I thought, if you'd done that 2 hours ago, you would have had 30 little Liberty caps. But now you've each got a pint of this stuff. And it was fucking burning their mouths out. Now, anyone here who knows anything about tripping on mushrooms, what's the last thing you want when you're tripping on mushrooms? Oh, I don't know. How about a gut full of spaghetti bolognese chili mushroom drink? You know, oh my God, they were up and down to that toilet. They had a terrible time. Their stomachs are creeping and crawling and wiggling and waggling, and they were up and down. And then they got to go on the toilet on your first trip. Oh, tissue paper. Hang on a minute. I've got shit all over my legs. Is there shit on my legs? Hang on, it's on my hands. I think it's covered on me. Why does the air smell like poo? Hello? Yeah, see, had to get out of there. Fucking hell. 50 little caps, a pint of spaghetti bolognese juice. They started calling me later as well, so I just ignored it because I didn't want to help them out. If you can't handle your own trip, see you later. Hello, Daz. Will do, no chance. I watch all your videos, mate, so it was just a question of getting round to it. Will do. Anyway, plenty of people in. Let's get the Doors of Griftation out. What's that? I haven't uploaded that. Oh, yes, I have. Now, I've got a few memes. I've got a couple of clips, but it's going to be largely a chat tonight. It's going to be engaging with the scrubs, a bit of say and search. Remind me, phone. I'm going to tell you in a minute after I've done the grift. Oh, mate. It's a shocker. It's a real shocker. Really, I'm really pissed off about it. Oh, mate. And it was the universe conspiring against me. Anyway, we'll get there in a minute. Let me just sort this out. Oh, my belly is still feeling a little bit icky after telling you that story. Why don't people listen? Why do people think they know better than you when you know better than them? Pinner! Confirm the pin. Right, all right. Oh, hang on. I've got to get the grift music on, haven't I? Fucking hell, so much to do these days. Right, here we go. Hi. Yeah. Hi, everyone. This is how you can help this channel with a little bit of filthy lucre. Yeah? Right, so let me turn it down a bit because it's distracting me. Here's how you can help support this channel with a few quid. You can become a member of the channel. That's the top link in the description. We have private streams for those people. There's free strata. The higher up strata you get, you can see all the other private streams. So if you join the bottom one, which is £1 a month, you can only see that one. Join the middle one, which is about £4 a month. You can see the bottom two. Join the top one, which is about £8 a month. You can see them all. Lovely. That's one good way. Super chat. That's the paying mantis. That's indicating the $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. That's how you do a super chat. However, if you want to donate and not give YouTube a brass farthing, a cent, a peso, a rupee, what are they called? Peseta, a Deutschmark, nor a penny. You can use entropy, which I've previously pinned 2, 3, 4, pinner to the top of the YouTube chat. It's not my full-time job, but I've already streamed 2.5 hours today, so I do put a lot of effort in, energy, time, research, passion. So I do appreciate the donations, and I have to say, stop the music. You're a very generous bunch, and it justifies me not doing my paid work, which actually does pay, when I get a few donations. So, boom. And Amy in Connecticut said weed, actual grass. There you go. Got there in the end. So thank you very much. Yes, they changed it, didn't they? They changed it to anything prepared. There's a good story in my Substack, actually. Have you read that one, Billy? In my Substack about going mushroom picking on Dartmoor. And there was about 200 old Bill turned up, helicopters, fucking squad vans, a lot. Shocking. They make you want to heave, but much like amphetamine sulfate, when someone opens a bag in a street 3 miles away and you go, oh, God, put the sulf away. Hello, Martha. Yeah, there's no getting away from it. It's, Rusty doesn't mind it. Nah, you see, well, if it works for you, Clark, no problem. But for me, no. No. John says to Billy that 19% is a rough average of return, but you've got to remember, Billy, that that's compound. So let's say you get 19% on your first year. Let's round it up to 20% so the maths are good. Let's say you get 20 grand in, right? So then suddenly you've got 24 grand. So then that's 24 grand's worth of shares over to the next year. You go online and go look for a compound interest calculator, and you'll see that after 15 years, it's not that, and it's not the money you put in, it's that the growth of that which is being invested next year. You know, if you're getting a 20% return, and it can be a lot more than that. I mean, ticker $sign, it might be $sign SPY, which is one of the S&Ps, that's up 60% in the last year. You know, you do get these anomalies on the way, but so let's say it's 50%, you get 10 grand in. At the end of that year, you've then got 15 grand of that stock. So then at the end of that year, if that goes up another 50%, you've got 22, hang on, 750, 2250. And that's after your initial 10 grand. After 2 years, it's 22,050. And that keeps going every year. And then you put some more in the next year, So you've got this continual compound interest happening. No, it's the nuts, mate. And this isn't, like I say, this isn't just some weird hocus pocus. Go on to YouTube at some point and type in long-term index investments. The Americans don't have the beauty of the ISA, though. We do. That's the amazing thing. It's completely tax-free. Dennis likes them. Good Lord. Well, Brad, that's what they were trying with the old chili sauce. Vile. Absolutely vile. Just eat the fuckers. Just eat them. Right, I've got a couple of weird ones for you here. Yeah, you've already paid your tax on the money you put into your ISA, because that's earnings, you know. So you've earned your wage or your salary or whatever. You paid tax on that, and so that you invest that, and you don't pay tax on what you earn from the shares, from the stock. Hello, Mr. Francis. Good to see you. Mrs. Me in it says, how about a nice bit of Spanish egg tortilla with chilos? I can make a good Spanish omelette. My aunt is, well, she's lived out in Menorca for 30, 40 years, but she married a Spanish restaurateur, and she taught me how to make that lovely, the tortilla with chips. You know, you make chips, fry off the chips, then put the eggs in, then turn it over, then put it in the grill, olive oil. Oh, amazing. Oh, I might have to make one of them this week, actually. Seeing as I'm trying to lose weight, can you people believe I'm 9 kilos over my usual, my new suit that I had made out here, 9 months ago, doesn't fit. Hello, Rufus. Good to see you, son. Right, I'm so best bad trip ever. You just don't want all that, who wants to deal with that running around your stomach when you're tripping? Good Lord. Hello, Lee. Right, what am I are we gonna get this show on the road? 40 minutes, no donations. That's all right. I'm all right. Don't worry about it. I can cope. They're all very bon tempi. There's only 6 there to choose from, Mrs. Me in it. And it makes me feel like I think you have to pay to get more. You know how these things work. So you like the idea and you think, oh, wicked. What? Oh, just those. Yeah, what's the name says I'm getting dangerous with these background music clips. Yeah. What? Hang on, who says something good? Yeah. No. Tastes like death though. Well, if you make that bomb and that Rizzler breaks, it's like Led Zeppelin. If it keeps on raining, Rizzler's gonna break. Ah! I remember bombing an 8 for the stuff, 3.5 fucking grams. It was the biggest bomb ever. I put it in my mouth. It's got to the back of my throat, wouldn't go down. So I've picked up a lager, and as I've tried to wash it, it's sort of gone down, but got stuck there like a rather large vitamin tablet. About 2 minutes later, I burped, and I shit you not, man. It was just a sulph explosion. Hello, Shane. Nice to see you, mate. Oh, let's work out where that Vart came from. I know that's from Raymond. Where are we? Hello, PaulSquire.com. Nice to see you. Paul's a bit sad. His cat Stingo has been diagnosed with a terminal illness. Heartbroken. I feel for you, man. We've had a few of them around here recently. Sorry to hear that, Paul. That compassion thing that I was telling you about. Years ago when people told me their pets were dying, I used to think, it's only a dog, it's only a cat. Do you know what I mean? And then, of course, when I had a dog for 13 years, devastating. Sorry to hear that, Paul. Sorry to hear that. Thank you, Raymond. Machano Caprusha Tutu. My name is Filthy Luca. That's excellent. My name is Filthy Luca. I live on the 2nd floor. If you want to have it. Thank you, Raymond. The Dave Empire donated half hour ago. We cannot have donations going under the radar. We just cannot. So I'm just going to circle back to the Dave Empire. Why didn't I hear the Vart? I can't go. Oh, I can go back further. I think they made it so you can go all the way back now. It just takes a bit of time to load, and then my computer crashes. Hello, IR. I think I missed you on the way. Did I just see LC in there as well? Hello, mate. Rags is late. Good Lord. Hello, Brian. Just saw you there. Nice to see you. Caught a live one for a change. I'm trying to mix up the times that I do them, Brian, so that, there's so different people can catch them. It seems to be going well as well. I've been getting a load of new people in. There you go. Look, you just reminded me there, and I did miss that. Sorry, Dave. I reckon I'll find it in a minute. Hello, there are 4 lights. Did I say hello to your historical doppelganger? What? Thank you, Dave. Right. Now, where's Raymondo's? I think I read it out. Hang on a minute. I just see someone else. Was that? Where's he gone? Hello, Looney. Good to see you, son. I thought I'd just see Scott's armour, but maybe it weren't him. Hello, Resisting the Lies. I'll never try them. I reckon I'd get a bad trip that way inclined. Yeah, you know what? If you think that, you probably will. Good idea. Good idea, because you're not missing anything. Because if you did have a bad one, I'll tell you what, there's nothing like it. It's like being mental, like being schizophrenic. Shrooms ain't so bad, because if you have a bad one, you're up and down in a couple of hours. But you do acid and have a bad one, that's 10 hours of hell. I've never really had a bad one. Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate that. It's a good joke as well. I like that. That mouse cat, those fucking galans, that's where that 9 kilo come from. Sorry I missed that one, Dave. I hope we're all good now, son. No Chance says, you've got a story for everything. Any experience with midget Eskimos? I reckon I might have. I reckon I could probably have some tenuous link, actually. I fucking have. I have. I actually have. I actually have. I have. It's not actually a midget Eskimo, right? But this is true story. No Chance. This is going to blow thine mind. Right, there's a boozer in Dartford. What's it called? Sally, are you here? Or who's that other fellow who used to knock about in Dartford? Said he lived in Hartley. He was here earlier. Oh, it's called the Stage Door, right? No Chance. There's a boozer in Dartford called the Stage Door. Now, my boss, this gangster fella, he'd sort of take over a boozer, and he'd just sort of squat one, and all his business would be done from there. But the landlord liked him because they'd turn up at 9 o'clock in the morning, force them to open up, and people would start drinking, and a lot of traffic, so to speak. But it was just round the corner from the Orchard Theatre in Dartford, and it was in December, and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was on at the Orchard Theatre, like a big sort of Christmas show, right? So we were in the Stage Door, which isn't the Stage Door, it's a boozer, like I just said, one night. And I think actually we were tripping, but I was certainly not right. We were certainly taking something, as is a night out in Dartford. And of course, 5 or 6 dwarves come in, right? Now, this is where it gets weird. One of them had like a big furry hood up, yeah? But he was also Chinese, but not Chinese, but Oriental. He was like an Oriental dwarf. Let me see if I can find him, because there's not a lot of them about. You might have seen him on like the Time Bandits or something. I can't believe I've just typed Oriental dwarf actor into Google. Where is the little fucker? I've got the geezer. Wait till I tell you. Look, the one that came up, it weren't him. I found him. I found him. But hang on. Look who came up. You're all going to absolutely laugh. What was the? I think he was in a couple of Bond films. This fella. This isn't the bloke I'm talking about, but remember this geezer. Wasn't he in The Man with the Golden Gun? But I think he was also in like something weird, like what was it? Love Island or something. This way, Mr. Bun. He had a strange voice. But no, there's a famous Oriental dwarven sort of actor. There's not a lot of them who are prepared to act. I thought I found him, but now he's gone. Hang on. Oh, there you are. I found the fella. What's his name? Tuzing Sun. Anyway, one of them was slightly Oriental, right? And because we were arseholes, we were seeing if we could cock them out of the way, just sort of when they were like walking back from the toilet. Because their heads were cock height, we were seeing if we can just sort of accidentally put our willies on their heads. And I ended up doing it to the Oriental one with his big furry thing. And admittedly, the word Eskimo wasn't used, but he just said, someone said, you just got a nosh by a midget Inuit. So it's nearly there. It's nearly there. But yeah, I don't think that's him. I don't think I did get a picture of him. It's weird, isn't it? They look a little bit like. He likes to party. Must be hard life though. That what a strange curse. I think he was also one of the Oompa Loompas. Anyway, so the answer's sort of yes, but there's not really a story there. Just cocking dwarves out of the way. Less a story, more of a shitty thing to do. But they used to get so shit-faced. You'd sometimes get them in the Bull and Vic as well, and they'd have fights with each other. And come on, if you're drunk and there's 5 or 7 typically dwarves having a ruck, it was, it's not nice, is what I'm saying. It's not something you should laugh at. You should break them up and bet on it. Hello, Ragnar. Do church people. I might drop it in a bit later. Thank you, Rags. Church. Hey ho. She likes to party. Right, where are we going with this? What have I got for you? Fantasy Island, good call. Dr. No, is it? Okay, there you go. There, yeah. Hello, King Corona. Whilst the plane. Was he? He wasn't in Magnum, was he? I don't think it was in Magnum. It was Fantasy Island. I mean, if you landed on somewhere called Fantasy Island and he rocked up, you'd go, I don't know whose fantasy this is. Of course, my mate made the suit for, what's his name? Willow. Who's your mate? Willow, innit? He was a dwarf in Willow. What's his name? My mate made a suit for that little midge who worked with Ricky Gervais. But it was a fucking nightmare trying to make this suit because of his body shape. It was like, because he's not just small, but his back was all weird, and it was a nightmare. I had such laughs because I was nothing to do with the business. I was just hanging around as he was. No, he wasn't Odd Job. Odd Job wasn't a midge. Odd Job was a tall bloke, big fat tall bloke. Unless you're talking about someone else. Yeah, it weren't bad, was it? Nearly. It was nearly. He wasn't an Eskimo, but he did have a furry hood and slightly and Chinese eyes, joke glasses. Steady, John B. I've got it now, though, Ragjet, and I jumped like a monkey. Mrs. Me, innit? Hugh Grant is to play an Oompa Loompa in the prequel of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, as it is resist to dwarves is putting dwarves out of business, and I ain't no tool myself, woking idiots. What, you can't have? Yeah, but look, that's ridiculous. So you can't have small people playing small people. Yeah, if you've got a trans character, it's got to be played by a trans person. Yeah, if you've got a small person, a tall person plays it. Yeah, it's the continuity in this nonsense is ridiculous. That's a bloke I'm talking about. If Willow's in, he'll remember his name. But we made his. Well, I did, and my mate's name is No Fool. When he made that geezer's whistle, it was laughs. Honestly, it was laughs. He's taken the pattern to the tailor, and the tailor this old fella go, "What the fuck is this? What I cannot make a fucking this? Look this. What is this? Like some kind of physics experiment?" I was cracking up. Absolutely cracking up. Someone will know his name. That's it. It's Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis. But you give me enough diamonds. But honestly, I'll tell you what, making him a whistle, and he turned up on telly with it, and me and Noful was sitting watching. I was going, state of that whistle, man. Like one shoulder was up here, the lapels were all up. It was all right. Excuse the old nodules. It was all right as long as he sat in one position. But when he moved, it all just went, and you know, he didn't need to look any weirder. And not weirder, that's not fair. He didn't need to look any more unnatural. No, that's not the word. I'm really trying to be nice, but it's difficult because nature's not nice sometimes. He just didn't need he didn't need to, he didn't need his clothes to make him look he didn't need his clothing, his whistle, to enhance or exaggerate things about his body that were already something he was trying to hide. There you go. You know, when you're getting an item of clothing made to cover things up, the last thing you want is them to exaggerate it. It was it was so funny, the whole thing. The trousers were like that big. About that big. The waistcoat was longer than the trousers. See you later, no chance. I'll hit you up on Telegram, but I think you're long gone. So, hello, Crusher Grape. Good to see you. Conspicuous is the word. Thank you, IR. Right. Peculiar would have been the one. Yeah, there you go. There you go. But yeah. He was going to set up a tie-making business with Noful until he saw his whistle, and then he never answered his calls again. Right, I've got to tell you about this telephone thing. Hang on. Hello, Grego. Good to see you. Mousecap's favourite actor is that Gittins bloke from Afterlife. I know that fella. I've been on his show a few times. On the Brian Gittins show. That obviously isn't his name. That's his character. Yeah, strange bloke. He ran off with Bally G's ex-bird. But a nice bloke, though. The weird thing is, though, you know that fella that turned up on Shooting Stars? Really unfunny bloke with, like, big, thick glasses. Hello. With his carrier bag, who basically nicked Brian Gittins' character, and not as funny, nowhere near as funny. Gittins should have got the Shooting Stars job without a doubt. And I remember that character I'm talking about. What's his name? Yeah, Angelos. Yeah, Angelos was just. I mean, Gittins and that the bloke who does Angelos used to work together. But I think Angelos is just like Brian Gittins light. Brian Gittins' real name is David Earl. He does a podcast. I was on it a few times. Funny little show, actually. You should check it out. Have I seen the trailer for the outfit? I have not. Give me a little bit more info on it, Emrys. Did you meet Stephen Edge? No. Let me have a look, see what he looks like. You know, I used to work, but I never met him. I think he was a bit before my time, to be honest with you. I think he's a writer, isn't he, now? Right, what have I got for you? I think I've got... Oh, someone sent me this. I forget who sent it to me. It's OG Scrub. You know, we were talking about waves and being at sea and all that, right? Now, it's all very well when you're caught in a a mad mid-Atlantic typhoon when you're like a fisherman. I did see Afterlife with Ricky Gervais. It had an old mate of mine from art school. Well, not a mate. Tim Plester played the junkie in it. That was a bit ridiculous. You ain't going to overdose by having a no. Street gear's never overdosing you, unless you're drunk and full of benzos. For the gift of sunshine. Thank you, Anglo Machano Caprusha Tutu. It's you're a very generous, regular supporter of the channel. I want to hoit to that. Much of Prasha Cuckoo. A tailor in London gets roped into loads of gangster stuff, as they frequently do, and rarely pay. I'll have a look for it, Emrys. Thank you. That sounds... Is it any good, though? Mrs. Me in it quite fancies the small chap from Game of Thrones, but I do like a man taller than me. I was about to say, I think he probably is, isn't he? Which isn't hard. In my mind, I think I'm 6 foot and will fight them. I imagine old Mousecat, less of the old, has had a right life of you causing him trouble in many a bar. Right, where are we? What's that one for? Good work, Rags. We need... the likes do still count, people. They do sort of get people here. My name is Earl is funny. I know that's not what you're talking about, but oh well. The reason I liked My Name is Earl was the main character looked like my old man in the 70s. I used to watch it longingly. Let's have a look at a picture of him. Yeah, such a spit of my old man in the 70s. Yeah, I enjoyed that show. Right, where are we? What's going on? What's my name? And did I say thank you for that, Anglo, without joshing? I'm not talking about Jimmy Cricket, no. I wasn't really a fan of Game of Thrones, I have to say. What's the name? Hello, Johnny. How are you, son? Sonage? Yeah, right up my strasser. Absolute trash. John B said the blonde salt in My Name is Earl. Yeah. Incredible stuff. Should we have a look at her? I have got some clips and some memes, but it's always good for a bit of Jamie Presley we're talking about, isn't it? Jamie Presley. But you've got to get her in My Name is Earl. You've got to have her in all tut. Fucking hell. I tell you what, don't forget to remind me about phone. I told you about phone, yeah? But I've got to say, because I've been off the porn now for a couple of years, I had something to say about that that's kind of interesting. But this is the blonde salt from My Name is Earl. This is her in that character, obviously, because it would be ridiculous to just see her as an actress when you realise she's not her at all. Oh, yeah. Hi. Can I help you? Right. I'll tell you who is also very hot, and also trailer trash chic, as I like to call it. It's the band. What are they called? Magnet. It's not Magnet. They done a cover of a Bob Dylan track. What's the song? Lay, lady, lay. That's it. Lay, lady, lay. Cover. Magnet. It is Magnet. Now I won't be able to play it, but she's right up my strasser. See, look, I do like white women. I just like trashy white women. And, after the 90s, that stuff got banned, which was a bit of a shame. You're not allowed to do it anymore. So I won't play the music, but it's a great cover, actually. If you like Dylan's Layla... If you like Dylan's Lay Lady Lay, check out the magnet cover. Hello, Rose Rowley. Chris, Scrubs. Hang on a minute. Is that you, Rose? Got to be, isn't it? Is that Rose? Nice one for that. I'll have to have a look. I never got into it. I tried to watch it, but a few of my mates said, "Oh, you'll love Trailer Park Boys," but I didn't. But I never saw the bird in it. I'll go back there. So remind me about the porn. Remind me about the phone. These are things that we have to discuss. Oh yeah, it's awful stuff. It ruins your sex life. It is that, Rose. Hello, Rose. Lovely to see you. R in the chat. Rose is back on the phone. Back on the phone. I hope you're doing all right, Rose. Margot Robbie in The Wolf of Wall Street is almost perfect. A little bit annoying though as a person, which helps, of course. Clad Glaz, I like my women just a little. Oh no, without a doubt, absolute skank. Just skank it, skank it, baby. I want you to have trouble walking because the size of your earrings are causing gravitational issues. I can't play the music, but this is Gemma Hayes. You know Gemma Hayes? Now, Gemma Hayes is as straight as they come. But check her out in the Magnet video of the Lay Lady Lay cover. Can't have audio, I'm afraid, but that's not what we're looking for. Here we go. You'll see her in a minute. Oh. I can pull that look off as well. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. They're still going to get me on this. Show us Gemma. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. Looks a little bit like Tyson Fury's missus. Right. So, a scrub sent me. Amy in Connecticut says, look up the character played by Brooke Shields. Oh, Brooke Shields was beautiful anyway. Is it the same Brooke Shields? Surely not. In Malcolm in the Middle. Fantastic, trashy white woman. All right, then. Since you asked me. I can't believe it's the Brooke Shields. No. There's trash. No. There's trash, Amy. I think there's a cultural thing here that's been lost across the water. There's trash and there's meth. There's a fine line, but if you're on the wrong side of it, it's over. Lovely to see you, Rose. Look at Shane. Oh my God, yes. You're talking about Gemma Hayes, are you, in that Magnet video? Right, okay, where are we going? No more suggestions of trash. This is what I was going to say, right? So, hello, Della. Good to see you, darling. Have I said hello to you, Mr. Max? Nice to see you. Ain't having that magnetigal. Well, no problem. Now, so I more than 2 years off the porn, but check this out. You can't avoid it. When you don't see it, right? When you're not watching porn, you want to read an article on the internet, there's pictures everywhere of half-naked women. Everywhere. Now, I haven't necessarily got a problem with that, but they're not just half-naked women. They've got the porn aesthetic. It's kind of weird. It's like just this, you know, it's like a A tsunami. It's like a tsunami of seductive semiotics. Okay. Right. Someone sent me this. If they're in the chat, feel free to claim it. Willow says that's my excuse too. Right. Yes. That the scene where she knows the camera's on her is kind of special. Yeah. It is a punami of seductresses. Right. A tsunami of semi-lobs. Right. Yeah, but I just don't want to go near it, LC. I'm not. I don't. That's me. It's grotty. Makes you feel grim as well. You know, I had a couple of relapses before I finally managed to give it up, and I'd just be there, just, and then you like, and then I'll be like, and then you look at what's on your phone and go, oh, get off, go away. I can't believe how much of my mental energy I just invested in that ridiculous image I'm looking at. Right, a scrub sent me this. It might have been Vincent. I'm not sure. But claim it if you will. So we've looked at ships at sea, right, and all the big waves. This is a passenger ferry. Now it's a very short clip. I'm going to put the old. I'm going to sort out the headphones because we'll have a look at a few clips now. So give me a couple of seconds. Don't worry, I'll do the VARTS audio orally. Hello, Mr. Forsyth. Good to see you. Right, hang on. Right, that's good. That's good. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Right, it's a short clip, but remember, this is a passenger ferry. This isn't no fucking crab fisherman Ada's nails. This is just the likes of you and me wanting to go to fucking Calais for the day and puncture some dinghies. Have a look at this. Keep your eyes on it though, because there's a detail. Well, you won't miss it. Fucking hell! Yeah, let's just see that again. So the wave is so big and powerful, it puts the front windows through. Passenger ferry. Fucking hell. I like the amount of time it takes for this fella in red to work it out. Look. See this fella here, yeah? That window goes through, and it's like he's like you can imagine that he sits there and he knows it's a little bit up and down, and then it just goes takes the windows out, half the ocean's coming in, and you can see him sort of go, oh, I guess I should move. Probably a bit faster than this. Keep an eye on the bloke in red. He left his missus there and all that. You know what really does me about that? Can you imagine if there were like some fish or some jellyfish or something in that water? No, I would be terrified. I would be absolutely terrified of that. He did. Did you see it, John? He just done the off. You see her afterwards go, oh, wait for me. Right. So that was awful. Absolutely awful. I've got a couple of... Right, let me tell... I'm going to have a wee. So talk amongst yourselves. If anyone new comes in, let them know that it's usually better than this. All right there. I need some water. Can you hear the old nodules kicking in? What's all the peas for? I can't imagine who's... it's not anything to do with having a pee, is it? Maybe someone... Hello, Hooper. Nice to see you. Right. So let me tell you about the phone. Check this out. This is a shocker. So... most of you know that I split up with my missus. Very nice, mutual kind of, look, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. I really love you. You love me, but okay. And, you know, she's been really mature about it. We haven't contacted each other once. We both have said that give it a bit of time and we can be friends. And I said to her, I'll always love you. She said, I'll always love you. I said, but... you know, we can't be. I was a bit worried about all that sort of mad other exes I've had. Text you every night, love you. Do you want to meet up tomorrow, like just as friends? And you know, because it makes it really hard. And she's been brilliant, and I have been brilliant. We haven't contacted each other, not once. You know, it was. We dealt with it like adults, like people who cared about each other. It was a horrible moment where I had to walk off just going, you know, because I fell in love with her the first time I saw her. And that I'd only been in Cambodia about 3 months. And I've been with her ever since. And so, although I've been out here nearly 4 years, I've only actually had about 3 months single out here. So it's a very strange thing. Anyway. Earlier on, I thought, right, I'm going to go down to the... hello, No Cat Popeye. I'm going to go down to the... it is sad. It is sad, Craig. It's really sad. I'm really sad. There's something on me, man. Thing about Cambodia, if you feel something crawling on you, you don't know what it is. Listen to how bad this was. So neither of us have texted, messaged, nothing for what, over a week now. And I went to this restaurant to get a takeaway. They do this lovely Cambodian noodle. It's cold, but it's noodles fried beef, no, roast beef, noodles, pickles, peanuts. It's just really good, really healthy, really nice. So I've got on my motorbike. I filled the tank up. What is that fucking thing? Where are you? I filled my tank up. $2. That'll see me for about a month because I never go anywhere. And I've paid using my phone, right? You can pay using ABA. Everything out is ABA. It's really handy. You just have to get the little thing out, the QR code. You scan it. You put the amount in, paid. Now, because it was all a bit weird, I put the phone into my bag without turning it off or anything. I just left it on because I had to sort something else out with the woman. And so I just put it in my bag. About 5 seconds later, I could hear it ringing, but it wasn't the phone ring. It was a really weird ring that I've never heard before. It was sort of going... I thought, what the fuck is that? And as I've pulled the phone out of the bag, I've called my ex on FaceTime. What? I've called my ex on FaceTime that we've never called each other on. And so as I've got it, I've gone for the fucking quickly turn it off, and she's answered it. And she looked so sad, bless her. And she was all dolled up, which tells me she's working in a bar. And that means she's drinking every night, even if she's not whoring. I mean, pole dancing, she can make a fortune. Hopefully she's just doing that. I mean, it's sad when you break up with someone and you start thinking about them sleeping with other people. But whoring, even worse. But I said, listen, I said, sorry, I called you by accident. Now, here's the thing. She doesn't believe that, does she? She doesn't believe it. No way. If she rung me up, if she FaceTimed me, which we used to use WhatsApp, right? If she rung me up on FaceTime and said, oh, sorry, I called you by accident, I'd think, yeah, right. Okay, the old act, I called. You know, how weird is that for the heat? Because it's a hot country, this is how it works. iPhones use heat. It's not actually finger, it's heat. So the heat of the inside of my bag has miraculously, this is why the universe conspired against me, has miraculously gone select, and then that one. Now, here's the interesting thing. I haven't really rung anyone else on anything on my phone. You know, I do all my work on my desk, on my laptop. So her number is at the top of all the sort of, you know, previous calls and all that. But to have selected and rung it, and look, I've got no reason to lie to you. It's not a great story, but I've now breached that, and she's not going to believe that it was an accident. And trust me, Scrubs, I would never have rung her because now it's opened it all up. And of course, 10 seconds later, I get "I love you" and a little smiley in tears, and then a little gif saying "I miss you." I was like, oh. And I haven't replied to it, and I don't know what. I don't know. You know, I don't want to get back with her, but that stuff's difficult. It's difficult because if she come around here and sort of said, "Look, all those things you said, I don't care about them. I want to be with you," and she said all that before. Why are you thinking about 5-10 years? What about today? That's what you always say to me, and I'll be like, "Oh God." I think I will. I know I will reply, but I'll just say, "I love you too," but let's give each other time, and then we can be friends, and we'll always be in each other's lives. But I can't get back with her because anyway, this isn't for YouTube, but I just thought it was what a fucker to accident. Can you give me a 1 in the chat if you've ever accidentally rung someone like that, like in your bag or in your pocket? I'm not saying that you've rung someone like that, like you really didn't, but that you've just rung someone. It does happen, right? Yeah, I know, Henry. It feels like that. It feels like that. Oh, there you go. Nice one, people. Yeah, not so it does happen, doesn't it? And of course, this is very reassuring. So maybe she's done it as well. And as you can understand, because her number would have been at the top of them all, and the last 20 calls were to her, that's why it would have selected her. So, oh, is it, Paul? Is that a thing? It is FaceTime. That's a regs, is it? Okay. Jer rung an ex from 30 years back. Good Lord. Now, I'm sure I just shouted out, pocket dialing. When it was in my bag. Lumi calls it bum dialing. Is that a little group you're a member of? Dennis accidentally rang the wrong ex with the same name and spoke to her thinking it was the other girl, and actually went out of her again because I felt guilty. Oh dear. Oh dear. I haven't done that, Dennis, but as you say it, I've certainly spoken to someone on the phone with the same name as someone else and thought it was them, and halfway through realised it wasn't, and thought, oh, this isn't the kind of conversation I usually have with this person. But not that. That's amazing. You actually. So she went, oh, it's been lovely talking to you. She went, can we meet up? And you went, yeah. Okay, that makes me feel better. She barely remembered me. You're having a hard time at the moment, it sounds like, man. I rang an ex-boss on FaceTime. So okay, so this is making me feel a bit better because maybe she's done it as well. Emrys says, I've only got an old house phone. Hard to ask dial on that old thing. Dennis, I also messaged a stranger thinking it was someone else and went out with her. Oh my gosh. No, that sounds like a good story actually, Dennis. You actually went out with her. Fucking hell. No, that sounds like a good one. We got breaking news, people. I'm being told we got breaking news. Here we go, people. Give me a couple of seconds. Breaking news. It's what you get here. PJW, Rags. Rags, can you just confirm PJW? It's a fair point, actually, Craig. Good to see you, mate. I ain't seen you around here for a bit. Dennis says stick to house phones. Bayswater 2845. Shane said, what if turned into true love? Well, it's kind of cryptic, Shane, but I think I know what you mean. Hello, Matt. Was pissed and butt dialed the boss. He had a good 5-minute listen to me yammering. Luckily, he's seen me wasted several times. Oh, Lord. No, it's not Rackpool. Rackpool is not arguing. Rags, can you confirm that's the one I'm meant to be playing? I know there's a long delay. Oh, yeah, he's already answered. All right, people, we have got a breaking news, apparently. Let's have a look. This is new to me, people, so if it's nil, throw something at Rags. Never throw something at Rags. Throw something at him. Right, here we go, people. This could be interesting. Breaking news. PJW, let's go. Let me know you've got audio, please.
Well, this is a bit awkward. During a debate in the Canadian Parliament, MP Colin Carey asked a pretty inconvenient question. And as you'll see for yourself, it wasn't exactly welcomed.
I had a constituent that wanted me to ask a question about outside interference to our democracy. Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum, and he bragged how his subversive WEF, World Economic Forum, has, quoted, infiltrated governments around the world. He said that his organization had penetrated more than half of Canada's cabinet. And I was wondering, in the interest of transparency, could the member please name which cabinet ministers are on board with the WEF's agenda? My concern is the deputy.
Order. I know.
Wow.
The
Wow.
member was in a really good question there, but the audio is really bad.
The audio was bad. It sounded fine to me, but it wasn't enough for Carrie just to be silenced. He had to be discredited too.
The honourable member for Timmins James Bay.
Mr. Speaker, that member was promoting open disinformation. That's not debate.
Wow.
We have to call it disinformation.
We'll get into debate again.
Disinformation. So it's disinformation to say that Klaus Schwab has openly bragged about the World Economic Forum infiltrating, or in his own words, penetrating governments. No, it isn't. Here's Klaus Schwab saying precisely that.
Say, when I mention our names like Mrs. Merkel, even Vladimir Putin and so on, they all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. Mm-hmm. But what we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets.
Wow.
Yeah, Dr. Strangelove 2.0 is quite proud of penetrating the cabinets in Canada. In fact, Diverge Media has found at least a dozen Canadians in a position of influence who are on the forum for young global leaders created by the World Economic Forum. Is that disinformation too? These profiles are all taken directly from the younggloballeaders.org website. So no, it's not disinformation. It's completely true. You're the only one engaging in disinformation by claiming it isn't. Bear in mind that 3 years after Schwab's boast, he said directly that the pandemic represented a, quote, opportunity for a great reset. Now, I seem to remember someone else saying something quite similar.
This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset.
And if we're to judge by the behavior of the Trudeau regime, the Great Reset will be achieved with the aid of police using horses to trample people in walkers and wheelchairs who protest against it. But I guess that's all just disinformation too, right?
Fucking hell. Fucking great call, Rags. Great call. That's incredible. Oh, no, the audio's nothing wrong with the audio whatsoever. I mean, if we can hear it, they could hear it. That's incredible. Nah, the audio's no good. And also, conspiracy. Fucking hell. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter now. This is, you know, we go back to the bit of late stuff. It's just hypnosis. That's just like the audio. Good call, Rags. That's amazing. Fucking hell. I mean, no surprises, but what's surprising is how he dealt with it. How did the speaker know? I thought the speaker was largely neutral, no? How did the speaker know to shut that down right then? Because he's been told to. And that's a great point. That's a great point, Amy. They can't even lie well anymore. It's like what Christopher Hitchens said about the problem with arguing with deeply religious people is they're not even wrong. That's incredible. Now we've got to stop because the audio. Fucking hell. I don't know. What are you going to do? Right. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, the audio couldn't hear it, but the other bloke knew that it was disinformation. What? I thought there was a problem with the audio. Great point. We certainly are, Windy. We certainly are. The conspiracy is no longer a theory. Yes, he did. That's a great point. Who said that? Yes, William. Hello, William, by the way. He sighed as soon as he heard the WEF. Yeah, as if to go, all this again. All this truth again. all this Yuri Bezemov again. He absolutely did, Billy. Wow. Wow. And you know what? Let's see what happens to that. Let's see what happens to that absolute sussing. What do you reckon? Russia, Ukraine? they love a war. They love a war. In times of domestic peril, talk about someone else's war. Absolutely mad. Right. You might enjoy this, Lumi, and I reckon you've probably seen it before. I certainly have. Not this one exactly, but this kind of thing. I think this might come from Vincent. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's an online writing platform called Joyland, right? It calls itself a literary journal of multiple time zones. Ooh, right. Have a look at this. Oh no, without a doubt he wants war. He needs war. He needs it. He absolutely needs it. Have a look at this. Hang on. Right. So as a writer, I've encountered this kind of shit before. I had a couple of agents sniffing around my novel, you know, because I wrote a little treatment and I had samples. This was in Soho. Now, only because I knew them, I've had literary agents in the past and all that shit. And they wanted it. They wanted the new novel. And then one of them has said to me, the problem you're going to have, of course, is you're a white male. And white male flaneur kind of modern Baudelaire, you know, it's not what they want. You know, they want black women. They want 12 Years a Slave, you know, written by a white bloke. Anyway, have a look at this. This will stamp on your balls for a few minutes. And don't forget, while this is talking about a publishing platform, you and I know this is across the board at the moment. And the question I want you to ask yourself while you watch this is why do they need the foot up? Why do they need the foot up? Right, so you see that there. I don't know if you can see it, but it says free submissions for black writers. Now, this website, Joyland, it pays its writers by making you pay to submit a piece. So unlike SUBSTACK, where you just put your work on your own SUBSTACK, Joyland, you say to them, oh, would you perhaps consider, it's not for certain, would you perhaps consider publishing this short story? And you have to pay them. And they might get back to you and say, thank you very much, but no. But you don't get your money back. And the money they make out of submissions goes towards paying the writers. But if you're a black writer, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay. So did you notice a difference there? On the first page, fiction, flash fiction, memoir, poetry. You've got the guidelines, so it tells you, you know, what you have to, how you submit it, and then you just put your story in. Let it play a bit. Oh, for non-black writers, oh, it's a £5. I mean, this miss and underrepresented writers. Go to Amazon and go and have a look at who's at the top of most of the best-selling lists. I can tell you what, it ain't white men. This form is currently only open to BIPOC. What is that? Black, Indigenous, people of colour or something? And other mis- and underrepresented writers. Well, hang on a minute. I'm underrepresented and misrepresented. No, my stories ain't out there. Who's published mine? No one's published me for 30 years. I've had to publish myself. So surely I qualify. Oh no, you don't. You don't actually mean that, do you? And this is affirmative action. Now, there's a problem with affirmative action, as we've talked about before. This affirmative action has got people into Ivy League universities who they get in, but they fail their degrees, but they still owe the money at the end of it, but they fail because they're not good enough. Affirmative action, there's a reason why there's an entry exam, because it makes sure that you can do the job. That's why having women in the special forces is a terrible idea. The reason getting into the special forces is so difficult is because it's a fucking hard job and it requires a lot of physical strength, and the women just don't have that. But so women special forces, you don't even have to do pull-ups, fucking pull-ups, and it's much the same thing. And it's the long march. It's everywhere. Fucking fiction. You get the idea. I mean, and look, here's a fair question. Why? Why are they underrepresented? Because I don't understand how that works. You write a book, you put it on Amazon. That's it. Why aren't there loads of black writers on Amazon? Why aren't there? It doesn't make sense. Don't tell me it's money. I know plenty of black people that got loads of money, more than plenty of white people I know. It's just ridiculous. And is it the soft bigotry of less of expectations? I don't even think it is. I mean, I think if I was a black person, I'd just be like a bit embarrassed about this. I don't get it. Well, of course, Jer, there is that. There is, white people are a minority. Well, Della, most mixed race people tend to say they're black, don't they? Because, in the modern world, that kind of helps you out. John, white people stole all the words for themselves. I think that's a great point. Craig. All this favoritism serves only to make life harder for black people. I think you're right, and I think that it's humiliating as well, because they'll publish anything. They don't hold them to the same standards as other people. And if I was black and I was a writer, the first thing I'd want, the first thing I'd demand, because without this, it means nothing to me. The first thing I'd demand is being held to the same standards as everyone else. Because the moment you're not, you don't know if you succeeded. You could sell 2 million copies. You could get 5-star reviews across all the media. But you can't trust that. You're not being held to the same standard as everyone else. So what does that do? What would that do to me as a writer? And I'm not having to pretend I'm black here, as who I am. If I felt like, maybe my mother owned Random House, or my mother owned Routledge or something. Oh no, we're going to publish your book. Yeah, but I don't really want Random House to publish it, Mum, because it's your business. I want to send it out to, you know, agents and publishers and be judged, you know, alongside everyone else. No, well, publisher. I remember once, let me have some water because the old nodules are going, because I have now streamed nearly 5 hours a day. Shocking griftation. It is Monday. Listen to this. I remember being in Soho House, right, about 1998 or something. I was writing a screenplay for Serious Pictures, and it was amazing. I'd had a novel published. It was in Waterstones and Borders, all up and down Charing Cross Road. I was over the moon. Sold about 9,000 copies over a year, but I did market the fuck out of it. So much work. Got everyone who lived in the squat working on all that. I told you I made all the raps, cocaine raps, but with an advert for the booking, and we just ditched them in all the bogs around London, so people picked them up and thought, oh, look, someone's left a rap here. It was an advert for my book. And I put loads of adverts in the tubes. You know when you sit on the tube and there's those adverts opposite you? I made little flyers, and we'd go to the end of all of the undergrounds and stick them in, those thousands of them, about 50,000. And there's a scrub who actually took one down and bought the book. How incredible is that? He sent me a photo of the thing, and I haven't got any of those. I've got that picture on my phone. I'll dig it out now. But why am I telling you all that? Ah, bollocks. I've lost my train of thought on that one. Sorry, people. I doubt anyone here can remember either, because it was all over the place. What was it about that? Oh, I don't know. If anyone can remember, that would be Andy. Doesn't look like it. Don't worry, people, I'll be back with you in a minute. Marketed it. Oh, yeah. I was writing this screenplay. That's it. Soho House. Thank you, Emma. Thank you. LC said House of Scrubs. No, Soho House. Right, that's it. I'll get back to that in a minute. I just want to show you this flyer that a scrub sent me, and he bought the novel. It's a small old world, isn't it? Oh, it's lovely to look through thousands of photos of me and my missus. That's great. This is nice. Here you are. There it is. And then on the back of it, it had the review that was in ID and where you could buy it and the ISBN number and all that. Right. So after I'd published that and that started selling well, I thought I was a bit of a Jack the Lad. And this director in Soho read it and said, I want you to write me a screenplay. So I was like, I just finished my master's degree, and I was thinking, fuck me, what am I going to do in my life? Moved into this squat in Bethnal Green. We had like $100,000 budget to write the film, not make it, just write it. So I certainly helped him spend that on on the obvious. And I was at Soho House, and I got chatting to these two birds, right? Proper posh birds they were. And I was like, all right there. All right. What are you doing? What's happening in your lives? I was basically saying, ask me what I'm doing, yeah? I was all right, what are you up to? And they went, so what brings you here? I said, I'm writing a movie, screenplay. Writing a screenplay, yeah. Some director read my novel, Tired, etc. Yeah. It's in Waterstones, yeah. He read that and he sort of said, yeah, I need you to get down here. Serious Pictures, yeah. Yeah, up in Notting Hill, writing a screenplay for them. Yeah, no dramas. What about you two? What do you do? And they went, oh, we're writing a novel. I went, oh, what, both of you? And they were like, yeah, so we're writing it together. I was like, no way, amazing. I was thinking, here we go, this is a life. Just finished my master's degree, Soho House, there I was, you know, a blagged membership, fucking living the life. Old Sadie Frost over there, what? You know, Damon Albarn, Phil Daniels. I'm just thinking, yeah. And I went, so what are you doing with that? How are you writing it together? And they said, well, we've got a house by the sea down in Falmouth. We've got it for 6 months, all expenses paid, to write this novel. I was like, hang on, you got an advance? And they went, well, we got 200 grand, well, 100 grand each, on top of this property on the sea. They were telling me, oh, it looks out over the sea, you know, beautiful, you know. I was like, fucking hell. I said, so I take it you've written a few books before? And they went, no, first novel. I was like, that's amazing. How did you wangle that? And she went, well, my auntie is the CEO of Random House. And no, I tell you what, can you imagine that working class sort of injustice? It just rose up in me. I was like, okay, so just your auntie's got you the gig, yeah? And even if the book's shit, it'll be published, it'll be marketed the fuck out of so they can scramble back their money. And even if it's shit and doesn't sell, it won't matter, because that's fuck all. In those days, that was nothing to Random House. These days, that's a fortune, because everyone publishes on Amazon. But fucking hell, man. I remember just thinking, and I'm not taking it away from them, because I doubt if I was in that position, I'd go, I actually think I would actually. I wouldn't want that, because how do you, I just said 5 minutes ago, I want to be held to the same standard as everyone else. So I don't, maybe at 25 I wouldn't have done. Well, I'd like to think I would have done. I'd have said no, because I haven't proved anything to you. You know, you're just giving, you're giving me this because you're family. And that's not the same. Nice one, John. Imagine if nationalism had communism's marketing. Communism has played an absolute trump card with its marketing. You know, look at the Che Guevara t-shirts. You know, Che Guevara was a homophobic, racist, murderer, torturer, and all the art school kids walk around with Che Guevara t-shirts on. What? How did that work out? The history of art that the communists have got hold of. You know, the history of modernism and postmodernism, essentially the 20th century. Once you get to expressionism, once you get to Kandinsky, Klee, all that crowd, Duchamp, it's all leftist dominated. It's all leftist dominated, and mainly communist. They've nailed the culture in the 20th century. They lost grip of it in 2016, but look at the backlash. Look at what's happened since Trump. Fucking coof. You know, the mad tyranny of the likes of Trudeau. You know, because they lost hold of the narrative, because of the internet. Wow, they fucking backpedaled and gone absolutely berserk. The left are insane now. Oh, look at BLM. Look at what they let them lot get away with. Because of Trump. Because someone got in who wasn't part of their gang. Wasn't part of the fucking party of Davos. He got in. Regardless what you think of him, he upset the apple cart like no one before. It was like, what? Hang on. This geezer's largely independent. What? That ain't how it works. It's never worked like that. And that's why 4 years later, Trudeau is a tyrant. He's a raging tyrant. Nice one, John, for the donation, Yaku. I think I missed one by Mr. Raymond Piper. That was a long time ago as well. Good Lord. Where are we? Nearly 2 hours. I'm going to have to jump off in 2 hours. I've got a couple more clips for you, though. And then we'll have a look at some memes. But it's gone 1 a.m. here, and I need a bit of time to myself, so I don't get any headaches. There you go. Was that insect, Raymond? Thank you, mate. It's on your shoulder. I bet it was and all. Imagine I was here. Imagine I was here, and then you suddenly saw some. Oh, I can't quite do that. Imagine you saw something coming up here. Oh, mate, what a letdown. Nah. People were saying, is Jimmy dead? Thank you, Raymond. Someone said he was on. Hello, Quadrex. Someone said that he was on Odyssey. Is he not streaming on Odyssey? Quadrex says, I feel for you. Went for a breakup a while ago. She still sends me love art messages and big hugs and crosses. It's very hard. Yeah. We neither of us have fallen out of love with the other one. It's not, Nice one, Quadrex. What's the name believes in me. Thank you. Anyway, Raymond, sorry I missed that one, mate. Got there in the end. And thank you, John. Right. I think you're right, Willow. I think if you haven't got children, if you don't pay corporation tax or you don't own land, you don't get to vote. I mean that. Because if you haven't got skin in the game, then you can fuck off. I really think so. And I also think it should be 1 vote per household as well. Hello, Skull and Bones. Nice to see you. So he is on Odyssey, is he? Okay. Nice to see you, mate. You all right? Yep, all good here. The usual. Hello, Mr. Sun. It's a fair point, though, isn't it? If you haven't got skin in the game, why should you get to say what's going to happen to the future? I mean, students shouldn't be voting. No. They should be. Their vote should be removed. Yes, 42. I think yes. As soon as they get to 18, they've then got to get in a position where they can vote. But you lose your vote then. But if you've got kids who are 18, you should be either paying corporation tax or owning by land. I mean property as well, obviously. Vote! Nice one, Mouse Cat. Chris, did you hear about Trudeau paying out $2.5 million to keep a rape claim from a 13-year-old girl out of the plane? I hadn't. But fucking hell. I mean, is that backed up, Mouse Cat, or is it? I have to be a little bit careful. Well, I just have to say that basically. I have to not necessarily endorse it. A putting of a super chat on the screen is not necessarily an endorsement. Hello, Mr. Sum. Yes, and you should have to lived in the country. I'd probably move that to 15 or 20, actually. Yeah, good call, Mr. Sum. Well, exactly. There you go. Yeah. Anyway. That's Oh, there you go. Okay. Wow. I just hope I live long enough to see all this stuff come out. In 15, 20 years, all this stuff that's happened basically from Trump winning the election to today, it's been an absolute shit show. Have you seen all this stuff that's coming out about Hillary? This Durham lark. Fucking hell. She should be in prison, without a doubt, and so should about 20 more of them. I haven't seen his latest one, but maybe you're not saying it was on that. I think so, Mike. Hello, mate. Salty certainly seems to think so. Anyone in the world can vote in our elections, even the dead. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Hillary situation. I just can't. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Right, I think I've got a couple. What? I think I've got a couple in the old OBS. You can only vote if you pay tax and national insurance. Well, no, corporation tax. I think. I don't think standard tax. You know, because that's anyone with a job, then, isn't it? No, I think you should have proper skin in the game. You know, not just propping up Amazon or McDonald's. And it would be absolutely necessary as well. You know, you know, for fuck's sake, it's just so much obvious stuff she's done. Yeah, I think so. I think I showed him this morning, didn't I? Or have I maybe got it wrong? Right, okay. Let me have a look what I've got in the OBS. I think I might have a couple in there for you. What? I have got a few. Oh, I've got some crackers here, actually. Darn phone. What did you just bum send that message, Jer? Thank you, Jer. I don't know what's wrong with the darn phone. I don't know what's going on. Jer, I'm lost with where you're going. Daffod, have I said hello to you, mate? Nice to see you, mate. I hope so, Emrys, but I feel like I've been saying that for a while. Do you know what I mean? I feel, I've got to stop saying, do you know what I mean? Jer, I'm lost with where you are about what's going on here. But I think I might have shown you. I think I might have put your memes up earlier. Nice one, Matt. Trudeau, West Point Grey Academy, non-disclosure agreement signed. What? So that's what Mousecat was talking about, was it? There was a free meal payoff and a non-disclosure agreement. Wow. It would take most people of colour out of the game. Yeah, but they've got the option to get in it. Do you know what I mean? It's not that they can't be part of it. It's just, and that's not why I'm saying it. It's not a racial thing. It's not even an ethnic thing. It's just about having skin in the fucking game. You know, democracy is, I've said it, you know how I feel. You know how I feel. I'd quite like a dictatorship. As long as that dictator cared about his people and his nation, I don't see the problem with that. Thank you, Willow, for that donation. Thank you, Jeff, for that one. Thank you, Matt, for that one. Right, let's have a look at some of these OBSs, because I've got, the first one is actually quite interesting. It was made for the laughs, but it actually makes a point. It makes an interesting point that we've actually brought up on this channel before. So have a look at this. Now, remember, years ago, I made a video saying we should we should take the piss out of spastics. And I made that video, and I made a clear and serious argument about it. So we'll have it with audio. I put forward an argument why we should. Because we should treat them like we treat everyone, obviously. Funny, and I've got a mate who's a comedian who has a chair thing that he has to strap himself into to walk, and he'd laugh his head off at that. But when I've watched the Paralympics, right, they're not fairly matched. They don't seem to be fairly matched. Now, I used to do a bit about this when I was a comic, because the weird thing is, you'll see them, and like one bloke has got no legs from the knees down, but he's got those blades on, but he's only got one arm. And he's running next to a bloke with one leg that's normal, one blade, and two arms. Now, how the fuck do you say they're in any way competing fairly? Right? Now, when I'd done this as a bit, the joke was the only way you could actually make this fair was to have a handicap system. Still tickles me. For those of you that don't know, with horses, there's a handicapping system where they give them extra weight, yeah, so that you have a handicap system, so that the better horse has got heavier weight to carry, blah blah blah, so that they can try and make it more like they're all racing the same level. There you go, Clark. There you go. They need to. Yeah, it's all kind of obvious gag, but the weird thing about the Paralympics, what it done for me was, and Doug Stanhope does a fucking brilliant bit about this. Why am I not gonna win the men's 100-meter sprint? It's a serious question. Why is someone like Usain Bolt going to beat me at the 100-meter sprint? Tell me why. Well, I'll tell you why. Because he's got a different body. He's got a different body. His lungs are probably better than mine. And he's been born with a different body to me. Now, I can probably do things that Usain Bolt can't do because we've got different bodies. I reckon I can bend and stretch better than him because we've got different bodies. And so why is that? Why did that swimmer, you know, that swimmer that won everything, won every swimming competition? It turns out his arms are longer than most people's by about 3 inches. His hands are longer than most people by about 1 inch. His shoulders, he's got a different body. His body's better for swimming than mine is, right? Now, stick with me with this. Why can Tessa Sanderson, a woman, throw a javelin further than me? Because her body's better for that activity than mine. Regardless of how much training I'd done, I doubt I'd be able to throw a javelin as far as Tessa Sanderson. And as Doug Stanhope says, the Olympics is just a joke, really. It's just decoration. Basically, you should strip it back down. When they used to do it in Greece, it would be proper things like fighting. Two blokes fighting and things like that. Modern day Olympics, this is what it should be. Tallest person. Man with the longest legs. Man with the best lung capacity. Man with strongest right arm. You know, it's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. The whole sports, competitive individual sports is a nonsense. It's just a nonsense. Yes, you have to train, but if you look, David Foster Wallace, the writer, was a young tennis professional, and at a very young age, they were like, this kid's got it. And he started, getting up at 5 a.m, doing his cardio, getting in, serving 500 times, doing the gym, then going to school, after school, get back, more tennis practice, blah, blah, blah. Done all this, when he was like 13, 14, he was winning major sort of championships in his age group. It was all looking great. Got to about 15, couldn't develop any further, wasn't developing at the same rate as other 15-year-olds were. And his coach just said to him, no, you're not good enough. Your body isn't developing in the right way for you to compete at top level. You know, he even said when he was alive, he said, you know, I could have, you know, probably done all right on the college circuit or something, but I was never going to be a pro. So what are we actually congratulating these people for? Well done, that something you had no choice over. Well done for your parents' genes. Well done, family genes. That's what the Olympics is. It's the world genetics celebration in disguise. That's all it is. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. I'm not falling for that anymore. And the only reason that team sports like football add something a little bit more to get your head round is because there's people who aren't as good as other people in that team. So you've got people letting the side down. That's why team sports are more interesting. Because if they were all as good as each other, it would be dull as fuck. Because they'd all be as good as each other. It's because they're not as good as each other that it's actually worth watching. So, but that will end soon. I think here's something quite interesting, and here's a weird multicultural angle. If you look at Italy, Spain, and Germany, I think the same team has won something like 5 of the last 6 years their version of the Premier League. You know, like the Bundesliga, La Liga, whatever. Whereas England tends to mix it up a bit because, well, who knows why. But, you know, football will eventually just be dominated by one team. Give it 10, 15 years. Sport's rubbish. Sport is rubbish. And here's another problem I've got with sport. And things like mountain climbing. You get these people who go mountain climbing or Formula One drivers and that. They drive these high-speed cars and, you know, they're risking their life, you know. So-and-so died, you know, it's very dangerous. Oh, he climbed a mountain. This bloke has climbed 18 mountains, put his life at risk. Well, I put my life at risk for the last 20 years, 30 years of my life shooting heroin. I haven't been given any medals. I haven't been written up in the history books as someone who's risked his life for adventure, because that's all I done. When I went to Glastonbury and took DMT, LSD, ecstasy, speed, heroin, and crack for adventure, no one wrote about me. No one said well done. No one applauded me. No one said this great British adventurer. And fuck me, it was an adventurer. And I risked my life. No, nothing. But you do it in a car. Suddenly, you do it on the side of a mountain. Suddenly, you're amazing. Oh, we come back with no toes because of the frostbite. I didn't come. I came back with toes when I took my near-death experiences. Bullshit. It's bullshit. Our culture has taken a massive wrong turn. A massive wrong turn. And I'll tell you what, S. Giles, nice to see you, mate. I'll tell you what, on top of that, the Olympics and all sports are full of drugs. They talk about drug testing here, drug testing there. You are allowed to take certain drugs. Ephedrine is allowed, I think, in sprinting. I think ephedrine's allowed in boxing as well. You are allowed to take loads of drugs. And by the way, what is a drug? What isn't a drug? The Olympics should be, you can take whatever drugs you want, because why not? Why not? Because if you're going to say you can take this, you can take this, you can take this, you can take this. Oh, but we draw the line there. Well, what fucker makes that arbitrary line in the sand? Well, you can use this, you can use this, you can use this, but not that. Why? Why? I'd much rather see a full-blown drugs Olympics. Who was that bloke who won the men's 100 meters? He ran it in about 2 seconds, something ridiculous. He just went, you could see before he started, his eyes were fucking like he was off his nut. And he just went. He lost his gold medal, but I think he's still the fastest man on the planet. Can you imagine if they actually let Olympians take drugs, whatever they wanted? It would be the best Olympics you've ever seen. Ben Johnson, that's it, Ben Johnson. I think isn't he still the fastest man on the planet? Let's have a look. It was a while back. Let's see if he's still the fastest man on the planet. I hope so. How do I find out? It's hard to find out. They don't want that information out there. Well, I don't know, but why don't they just let them take all the drugs they want? It would be fucking amazing. It would be amazing. There'd be, the difference between 1 year and the next would be incredible. That 100 meters will be getting done in about 5 minutes. You would have these absolute, can you imagine the tennis players that have one right arm the size of Schwarzenegger's, and the one on the left would be just like a little dangling thing. And they just go, you couldn't. Yeah, just fucking go for it. Just let them take them because they do anyway. It is not drug free. Look at that cyclist. Who was the cyclist? What was his name? Oh, Lord. He won the Tour de France like 7 times. Smashed it. And then they said, oh, he's been taking drugs. So's everyone else. He just took different drugs. What was his name? Look, Lance Armstrong, yeah. He won the Tour de France about 6 times. And then they said, oh, it turns out he'd been taking drugs. So have all of them. They all take drugs. There's been these weird arbitrary lines drawn somewhere. Well, this is where we draw the line. Why? How can you explain to me that that's where you draw the line? Make it drug-free or make it go the whole hog, because this weird line is just a con. It's a cheat and it's a lie. I can remember in the late 70s and early 80s, the Soviets were so full of drugs. The Soviet shot putters, the women, they come out looking like the fucking Sasquatch. They come out covered in hair. They were growing fat. They'd grown body hair. I'm not talking a moustache. They literally look like the Yeti. And then get that ball. You'd have the English woman go, nah. And it would sort of go about 5 foot. And that Rusty would go, like it was a fucking marble. That's it. And the East Germans were same crowd, wasn't it? Nah, man. Who here watches the Olympics? No one. Who here would watch the full drug Olympics? Can you imagine the boxing? People just getting their heads knocked clean off their shoulders. Oh, well. Right, we've got a couple more OBS. Oh, how long have I been going? 2.5 hours. Jesus Christ. Right, yeah, you lost that on me there. Icarus has fallen. Ian was lost on me. I did notice it. Nice to see you though, Ian. Yeah, everyone would watch the Drug Olympics, and wouldn't it be amazing if they told you in lane 1 there, Winston Jones from Jamaica. He's been using amphetamines. He's been using CB5, a new variant on a high muscle spasm. Apparently he's and you know, you'll be like, what the fuck me, look at the speed of this geezer. Search YouTube Ben Johnson 9.79. I already did. I didn't see 9.79 though. Hang on. And I need another piss. It's because I've done this whole bottle. What, you want to watch it, or you just wanted me to talk about it, or is it because he's still the fastest in the world? That's not. I think that's been beaten, hasn't it? Hang on. We'll watch it in a minute because it's a good one. Like Carl Lewis. Everyone says that Carl Lewis was absolutely full of drugs, and he was like the Usain Bolt of like the 80s, I think, or like the early 90s. Apparently, there's a documentary called 9.79. I'm watching that later. That is going to be tonight's viewing. How do I make a note of that? Who's got a memory better than me? Everyone in the chat. Rags. Oh, hang on. That's the way to do it, isn't it? I'm going to put it. I'm just going to put 9.79. I'm going to watch a documentary about Ben Johnson later. Good call. Right. Ben Johnson and the dirtiest race in history. But he still doesn't own it. It's been beaten, but let's have a look at it, people. I remember watching this. I was about, 16, 15? Good call, Deadbeat Chess. Thanks for the donation. Tattoo it on your shoulder. I'm going to get a new tattoo soon. I've bought a couple of pairs of trousers. I bought some new braces. I've mink oiled my shoes. Breaking up is weird. Right, let's watch this race. Then I'm going to have another piss. That way you'll get a little bit longer out of me. If you want it. I mean, maybe you've had enough. Who knows? Let's have a look at Ben Johnson smashing it. Here we go.
And it's a fair start.
Hang on a minute. The world record at the time was 9 seconds 83. Fuck me, that's still going some though, isn't it? 9:83.
And it's a fair start. And it is Raymond Kerr with a start. It has been Johnson.
Look at him go, look. Look at him, look how far ahead of him all he is. Fucking hell, look.
Unbelievable. 9-7-9.
Let's see if we can just get his eyes again there. There's a little shot. I remember seeing it and thinking, hang on a minute. Fuck! Did you see how far he was ahead of him for that last 10 meters? Look.
Ben Johnson with a start. Can Kerr catch him? No. It's Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson does it.
Look how far. Now he's got like a meter. He's already celebrating. Look, 1.5 meters. I mean, fair enough. You got, who's that? Carl Lewis, maybe? 1.5 meters. He looked fucked, didn't he? I reckon he was in Dartford the night before, got any of that base. He was scoring off a bloke who lived in a toilet. I've got to have another wee. See you in a minute. I'm not going to drive my car there, though. Just see what things say. No one else has for last week. It's been quite disruptive. Are you there? I tell you what, though, life in a clamor. I done my washing right a couple of days ago. Hardly anything, because if I go out, pants, trousers, shirt. But if I'm in all day, it's just the old clamor, and you can get away with one for at least 2 or 3 weeks. Nice one, Vincent. A couple of quid, digitally encrypted. Appreciate cookie. Thank you very much. Right. Where are we going? Thank you, Vincent. That is appreciated. It has been appalling actually tonight, but I have much appreciated all the donations I have got. He wasn't even out of breath at the end. He could have done. I reckon he could have run for the 4x4 at that speed. Tim, it was harder for him to stop. I know, Mrs. Me, and it goes around my head all day, every day. One of those lovely old US 50s ones, isn't it? Right, where are we? Let's go down here. Right. Pax Max says there was a free crack pipe at the finish line. They whispered in his ear. Ben, there's a 20 stone in a pipe. It's just up there. Go! Willow says 2 missed super chats. Right, hang on. Oh, 1 by Willow. Oh no, 2 by Willow, 1 by Raymond. Sorry, people, I can find them though these days. Lada. I've got some other little OBSs for you that I think you're going to enjoy. I like to call him Glance Armstrong, but he won the Tour de France. I mean, drugs make you perform better, so why wouldn't you take them? Willow, I saw that actually when it came through, but there was another one before that, wasn't there? People, if you do donate and I miss them, tell me, because that's only fair. Right, yeah, we had that one, didn't we, Matt? It would take most of the people of colour out of the game. Did we have that one? What was we talking about? I can't remember. Sorry, what we were talking about. Nice one, though, Willow. But your other one, that's an interesting point, isn't it? Why can't you get in one of those carts they've got there, Willow? Willow says, why can't I compete in a wheelchair? So those blokes that we just saw before, where it was going, and he was all giving it all that. Well, why can't I get in one of those? I can't run as fast as Usain Bolt. So why can't I get in one of those wheelchairs that those blokes had and beat all of them? It doesn't make sense. The whole thing's a farce. Sport's a farce. I mean, it should be fun, but it isn't. It's competitive. It's gold medals, and I don't care how tall you are. Long jump. Well done. You can jump far. Way. Yeah, thank you, Frenchie, but I got no credit for it. It's actually raining, and I haven't put the fucking key clip over on my scooter. That's a real problem. Oh God, just burnt the fucking coil. That's the thing about coils, Ian and Jer. You can put a new coil in, you've only got to do one dry hit, and then it's fucked. It never quite gets back. Hop, skip, and where the hell did he go? Nah, everyone would be loving the Drug Olympics. It is the Drug Olympics anyway. Nice one for that, Deadbeat Chess, because that put me onto that documentary, and I'm going to watch that tonight if ever I get off here. Oh, come on, man. The heroin Olympics would be amazing. Can you imagine the acid boxing? Brilliant. Crack high jump. But I am actually talking about, performance enhancing drugs, not performance crippling drugs. Rag says, I compete against archers with one arm in the disabled class, and I think it's not fair. Yeah, so Rags is like the Northern Ireland national champion in, like, I suppose it's called, para archery? But people with one arm. Rags hasn't got one arm. So that was my point on the first video we watched, where it was going, rah, 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 rah. So Rags is competing against people with one arm. So how do they pull the fucking... Have they got some kind of contraption? That's the point I'm making, Rags. How do you say that everyone is, on the same... You can't, as you've just proven. Hang on, I just read something hilarious. Henry, curling on ice. Get on the meth, and then, oh no, we've already got good work, Henry. What? I do remember Wolf and the rest of the cokeheads. So one of them got sent packing, didn't he? And he used to, his thing was his stare, wasn't it? It was a black fella. His thing was his stare. Yeah, I've seen that stare as well around Soho. Hello, Arpizzle. Good to see you, son. Frenchie's dropped a 5-bit into entropy. He said, I'm a spaz. Jokes are funny. Are you spasticated, Frenchie? I honestly did make a video years ago. It's good to take the piss out of spastics. And one bloke wrote to me, I don't know if he's still here, and he said, my child has got cerebral palsy, and I didn't appreciate that video. And I said, well, you obviously didn't understand it then, because I'm going to take the piss out of everyone, because that's my culture. And I'm not going to not take the piss out of someone because they're spasticated. Because I want to treat them like I treat everyone. I've got a mate who's got massive sticky out ears, and I always say it. I do not let him get any time off. And like I say, I've got a comic friend who's he's got full cerebral palsy. You can hardly hear what he's saying. And when he starts his show, he says to people in the front row, he says, don't worry, you're just out of the spitting range. But no, I absolutely, imagine you're, imagine you're all like that. But you know what's going on. And everyone's like, are you all right, John? Does he look all right? No, I reckon that geezer prefers you going, oh, you look in a bit of a bad way, son. I'd offer you a cup of tea, but, And they'll be thinking, oh, thank fuck for that. Thank fuck. Someone's actually realised I'm disabled. Weirdly, the last 20 years of my life, people have been poncing around me like, oh, everything's fine. But this geezer's weirdly noticed that I've got a bib on to catch my dribble. No, Jared, Tourette's ain't the best because they're liars. I don't trust them in the slightest. That is behavioural. I think that is behavioural. Yeah, it's awful, Jess. It's awful. Yes, they need caring for in a different way. Yeah, I get that. But not in conversation, I think it's awful. I think it's really, really disrespectful. Oh, no, I won't treat you like I'm treating everyone else because, you know, your life's already fucking horrible. So I'll make it worse by, you know, basically shunting you out of the social. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Right, what have I got for you here? Let's have a look at this. Right, this is quite weird. This is a fella on a 4x4, yeah? You know the little 4x4 things you get, little 4x4 motorbike things? Now, what I want you to watch out for is when he crashes, you see him fly. It's fucking weird. Have a look at this.
You gotta get a little mud on the tire.
Shit me, man. Did you see him fly? I don't know if the screen's too small. Oh, I don't know why your screen will be so small. Yeah, quad bike. Yeah, look, watch. What was I calling it? 4x4. Sorry. It is fucking nearly 2 a.m. I've been doing this for 2.5 hours. This is the 5th hour of streaming today. Please cut me some slack. You treat me like I'm some kind of spastic now. Check, see how far he flies. Look.
You gotta get a little mud on the tire.
Fucking hell. He flew like a javelin. Right, I've got a couple more of those. We'll get on to the memes and I'll let you people get back to your lives. What else have I got in here? Hang on, what's this one? Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. So, right. We're getting back to sports in a way. So, you know, have you seen those blokes, those stuntmen? They jump cars. Have you seen them? You must have seen them. It was quite big a few years back. Car comes along, they time it right. They do a straight up, legs up. The car goes underneath them. And they drop down the other side. It's miraculous. Well, check this one out. It's awesome. It's awesome. The skill. It takes some real skill to pull this off, people. I'm telling you. Have a look at this. Hang on. Sorry, I don't know if I got audio. It takes real skill to pull this off. Henry, really? Have you actually done that? Are you taking the piss, or have you actually done that? Tell me you've done that. Rusky, if at first you don't succeed. Yeah, I think you want to. I can't imagine the damage that fellow's done to himself. Anyway, I've got one more of these, I think, for you. What is this one? Okay, this is good. This Rag sent me this one. Rag sent me most of today's clips, to be honest with you. Yes, Daffyd, that was the mistake he made. He didn't. You just go up, didn't you? I think he thought he'd jump over it, but the trick is to let the car go under it. You can Quadrex. I'll put it in my Telegram, but I've got to get a move on because it's nearly 2 o'clock and I've had no time to myself today, so I need to get a move on here. Right, this is a geezer with a bow and arrow. I think there's probably a fair amount of methamphetamine in the situation as well, judging by the voices and the behavior. So if you've never fired a bow and arrow and you want to know the basics, check it. I mean, be prepared for, this is Darwin Award all over. Check this out. Right, this is Archery 101. Right, so put that in there. Oh no, put it upside down, right? No. Oh, maybe back to front, right?
It's not. Wrong way around.
Okay. Right, upside down again. Okay. Right. Okay. Right, so go down and then it's in your fucking foot. He calls for an ambulance. I mean, just yeah, okay. Hello, Chris. How are you, son? Nice to see you. And Rank says, Chris, it's a child starter bow. Oh, Lord. Lord. Where has he gone? Good to see you, Chris. A few sarnies short in. Yes, for sure, for sure. Hope you're all right, mate. Right, I think I might have one more in the OBS account. No, I don't think we have, but I'm going to leave that open because I'm going to play out with that. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what's happened to my screen there? That wasn't, I didn't, no. Whoa. Maximize. And we're back. Hi. We're going to check out some memetrons. I ain't got loads, but I've got enough. Here we go, people. Some are better than others, but this is hilarious. Hello, Beef Base. Good to see you. Billy Blogs thinks it's fake. You don't have to apologise. Maybe it is fake. That's all right. You get a laugh out of it. Don't matter. But yeah, possibly. There's Pudo. He's in such trouble. He's being memed out of his seat. Yeah, look at this. Castro. So many of these going around at the moment. This is brilliant. I mean, look. Come on. Come on, people. I mean, really. Oh, it's Turdo. I thought, yeah, but Pudo works as well, though, doesn't it? Memes are the new stand-up comedy. Hey, Fat's back on form. Look, it's funny because it's Trudeau. Brilliant. Grego, sit down. Fat's back. It's true. It's funny because it's Trudeau. Look at that, though. I mean, come on. Amazing. Europe was amazing. What a place. What a place. Look at that. Paint me like that. I want a painting of me like that. And they've done it as well. Incredible. Melto. Right, okay, moving on. Only got a couple left. This is good work. Doesn't really need explaining in any way, that one. And I'll tell you what, as I'm sure lots of you are, castrato, I'm sure lots of you are. Actually, we'll get through these memes. There's only a couple more. And then I'm going to ask you a question because it's, this is brilliant. Look. They are winning, mate. Absolutely. We have the right to bear memes. Right, hang on. I'm going to ask you a question in a minute. I've got to just try not to forget it. I'll zoom in just in case you can't see that, the bottom bit. And final meme of the day, welcome to the present. I mean, we're there. We're there. We're there. We said it had happened. We called it, and we're there. Yeah, right. Thank you very much. Right, I want to ask you a question. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up to my Substack and you want to read some absolutely cracking stories, link in the description. It's totally free. 15 stories in the archive. I've got a new one I'm writing already. And if you sign up, the new ones get sent to your email. It's only one a month. They're fucking brilliant stories. True stories from my life. There's a couple in there that are slightly more, I don't know, experimental, but they're based on actual things I've done. But they're mainly junkie tales. Right. True question here. I don't know what's going on in Canada. And I mean it. I mean that. And I have tried to find out. But I'm just getting so much. Look, Fat's on fire now. Look. Yeah, right. Yeah. My editor reckons I should drop Whatever Happened to Hunting into the novel, by the way. It's kind of interesting what he's saying. He said there's a bit in that novel where that would go perfectly because it's too much in the present. And what he said was, it's quite interesting. He said, you've got to remind people why you're going through hell in Thailand in the present. And it's another great story from your past that explains why you're putting your mind and body through this. I get a bit funny about putting shorts into a novel, but what is a novel? What my novel is loads of shorts anyway. So, but then, you know, some of you might read it and think, oh, hang on a minute, I've read this bit before. I don't know. It's something to think about. Right. I am having real trouble. No, I watched a bit of it, but even he's struggling. He's got good angles on it. Like, I like what he was saying. We played on the show last night, Mouthcat, where he's saying that it's a win because it's shown Trudeau to be a tyrant. But I'm having real trouble. So the truckers have left Ottawa, have they? Yeah, cheers, Clark. I'm very happy about that story. Thank you, Pizzle. It's just really hard to work out what's actually happening. The one thing that I hope is happening, and even this I've heard isn't. I've heard people say isn't. The American freedom protest, is that happening? I heard that they were coming out of California and they're driving to Washington, and then someone else said that's just a right-wing conspiracy theory. Yeah, but Matt, I've heard someone else say that they're arresting them, driving them up the road and dropping them off because they can't arrest them because it's illegal. Billy Blogg says, can you clear up the whole one vote per household thing? What if Bill Gates WF buys up all the households and makes everyone renters, which seems to be the plan? You will own nothing. Well, if Bill Gates was to do that, I don't think voting would necessarily be an issue. It would already be pointless. Do you know what I mean? If someone like Bill Gates had acquired that much power, you know. To be honest with you, Billy, thanks for the donation, by the way. That was an entropy from Billy. I haven't fully thought through the one vote per household. I have been thinking about that recently, but the other ones, paying corporation tax, having children, or owning property or land, because you've got skin in the game. I heard about 5 being shot in Antifa. Vad? Hello, Fraser. Long time no see. Trudeau has paid off every TV, radio, newspaper. The truckers are on the outskirts of Ottawa and passing cars are beeping their horns. Okay. But I just wanted to say it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to know. I'm having real trouble getting a fix on it. And when people like Salty Cracker, who you all know I think is the best streamer on the internet, even his information is coming. He's not in Canada, is he? He's not in Ottawa. So does he know what's going on? Where's he getting his information from? It's peculiar. Thank you, Fraser. That's it's an interesting take, though. Yes, apparently Antifa started getting a bit rowdy outside someone's house. He come out with a shotgun and shot 6 of them. Thank you, our pal, Machano Kaprasha Cuckoo. And thank you, Fraser, for that. Right, we're going to not play a household song tonight. We're not going to play a Mumford song. We're going to go back to this one for tonight because it is a classic. Before it starts, 1 second. I'd like to thank everyone who donated. If you're not on my Substack, please get on it. It really helps me out, even if you just sign up and don't read the stories. But I'd rather you read the stories because I put a lot of work into them. I want to thank everyone who donated. I want a special thank to Rags for sorting out memes and clips because I'm working a lot at the moment. I can't really do it. I got some of them myself, but most of them Rags sorted out. So without that, there's hardly a stream. Just me talking about the Olympics and things. And thanks to Steve Cray and Rags for looking after the place. Moslab is clearing snow. That's why you haven't seen Moslab. He said he's been having it on the audio, but bless him, it's just Snowsville where he is. And I want to thank all of you lot for coming here, watching these streams. It's a privilege and a pleasure to do it. And I'll see you probably tomorrow morning. Here's a bit of music. I'll put your comments on the screen as it's played. I think you'll enjoy it. You've heard it before, but it never gets old. Ta-da!
The company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive, selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green-looking skin, and they run around screaming, "We love Satan, we want to eat babies." I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head.
Cheers, Packer!
That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna steal your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and every police chief is gonna say, "We love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet."
Fucking
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
I bet you were. Isn't it amazing that they tried to cancel Alex Jones and he's more popular than ever? An absolute man dom. I mean, they can't get rid of us. They cannot get rid of us. We're taking it all back. Look at yourselves, people. Look after yourselves. See you in the morning. Hoit!